Hello everyone, my name is Darian, and today we're going to be looking at one of the main American Horror Story theories revolving around Madison Montgomery. Alright, let's get to it. American Horror Story Season 3, Coven. Pretty much regarded as one of the best seasons in the FX horror show, there have been a lot of speculation around the witch coven's supremacy, and whether or not Cordelia, the daughter of the original season's Supreme Fiona, was actually meant to be the Supreme. I'm here with evidence supporting the theory that no, she wasn't. Madison was. Madison Montgomery is a very compelling character, with a fan following consisting of die-hard fans and haters. Her character is often viewed as an anti-heroine, or a mild series antagonist. Spoilers ahead for those who haven't seen Coven or Apocalypse, Season 3 and Season 8 of American Horror Story. Just a fair warning in advance. Alright, let's get into it. Madison Montgomery was a young, famous actress who was put in the New Orleans witch coven rather than a rehab facility when she exposed her supernatural abilities by making a stage light fall on her director's head, killing him.
The light hit him just fine.
She's seen as being selfish, impulsive, entitled, and overall bitchy, constantly butting heads with the other girls in the coven. However, it's shown throughout Season 3 and a portion of Season 8 that she's actually incredibly misunderstood.
I begged for a body double, but the asshole producer wanted to get his rocks off, so.
With an abusive and manipulative home life, as well as sexual harassment from various directors she had to work with as an actress, led to a life of short-lived attachments, distrust, and drug use. For the first 3 episodes, Madison is seen having at least some semblance of kindness, able to become quick friends with another witch, Zoe, and bond fast with the Coven's Supreme, Fiona. But again, that trust she didn't often give was broken when Fiona murdered her, thinking that she was going to be the next Supreme. When she was resurrected a few episodes later, a large portion of that kindness was gone. Madison described it as being numb. She didn't feel anything, not like she used to. So when she did something bad, like hurting a friend or killing someone, she didn't care. This is what led to her often being viewed as one of the season's main antagonists.
So either crown me or kiss my ass.
In episode 3, The Replacements, it is alluded to by the former Supreme Anna Lee Layton that the current Supreme can sense the next Supreme that is rising to power, that she is the one who can identify her successor, which is how she was able to determine that Fiona was going to become the next Supreme, despite her violent nature. In episode 3, Fiona was the first to identify Madison as the next Supreme, due to the girl's powers growing in strength and her own dwindling health. Cordelia later makes a comment that Madison couldn't be the Supreme due to the girl having a heart murmur and stating that the marker for her next Supreme would be glowing, radiant health. But up until the Coven finale, Cordelia, right up until she accepted the Coven supremacy, was blind, which is not a marker of glowing, radiant health like she claimed, which makes it very possible and likely that Fiona actually identified her original successor, which was Madison. After Madison was murdered, Fiona gained the majority of her strength back, as well as looking several years younger. It's also my belief that with the evidence that the show suggests, after Madison was killed, the supremacy moved on to another Coven witch, Zoe. Without prompt, she was able to use the ability Divination, finding a certain spellbook to free the Axeman. She also used the power Negation, a powerful spell to stop Marie Laveau's attack on the Coven during Halloween.
I don't know what that was, but they got some real power in that witch house now.
Keep in mind, Cordelia, who would later become the actual Supreme of the Coven, had shown no growth in magic or new spells until the very end of the show, despite multiple people stating that a rising Supreme would sprout multiple new abilities before the task of the 7 Wonders, leaving viewers to believe that she wasn't supposed to become the next Supreme originally. It was Zoe, or Madison. When Madison was resurrected by Misty Day in episode 6, The Axeman, her power growth began again, leaving fans to believe that now that she was alive again, the supremacy would be passed back to her, leaving Zoe next in line again. Now, granted, this is where the season starts to get very convoluted. Everyone at this point believes that they're the next Supreme, whether it be Nan, Misty, Queenie, Zoe, or Madison. All believe that they might have a chance at the crown due to them all gaining new abilities, which makes it very difficult to determine who it could actually be. With the knowledge of what we've seen so far, it's okay to assume that Madison is the next Supreme, and Zoe is next in line, leaving Cordelia third. Of course, Nan was killed before the 7 Wonders, which counts her out. Misty died during the Centum, which counted her out. Zoe impaled herself during transmutation, and Queenie could not resurrect her, which canceled both of them out, leaving only two, Cordelia and Madison. And because Zoe had died, Cordelia now jumped to the second in line for the supremacy. Madison and Cordelia could do all the same things until they reached divination. Cordelia passed the test with flying colors, but Madison had trouble. This is where most fans believe Madison failed, which meant that she couldn't be the Supreme. But unknown to her and those around her, she actually passed. She was tasked to find an object of the late Supreme Anna Lee Layton, and after failing twice, she seemingly gave up, going over to a cigarette case to smoke. Unknown to her, that cigarette case was the thing that she was searching for, which meant she found it and that she actually passed that test, meaning that she did all 7 tasks to gain the supremacy. On top of that, when Cordelia later moved to bring Zoe back from the dead, which would be her last test in the 7 Wonders, she was unable to actually complete the task, only able to finally bring her back after Kyle strangled Madison to death, which led to her becoming the next Supreme, because Madison had died at that point. I find it interesting that not only once, not twice, but 3 times the supremacy was stolen from Madison. With the knowledge of everything that happened in Season 3, it's fair to assume that Madison was going to be the next Supreme before Kyle killed her. So when Michael brought Madison back from the dead, it wasn't just the sight of her resurrected girls that made Cordelia faint. It was essentially Madison rising back into the supremacy. Notice how it was only after Madison came back that Cordelia began to fade, growing weaker and beginning to believe that it might be Mallory, who was undeniably a good candidate for the Supreme. That being said, it is also important to note that Mallory couldn't actually complete going back in time until she was the Supreme. And it took Cordelia, Zoe, and Madison to all die for her to actually inherit the Supreme, leaving her essentially 4th in line. This is only a theory, of course. I like creating theories for American Horror Story since it's one of my favorite shows, but I think this is a pretty compelling and a pretty good one. So if you guys would like me to do any other theories in the future, let me know, because this was really fun to make. I realize that this is a really short video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys all have a really good rest of your day, and stay spooky.